Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So again, we are back with a new interesting video. Now in this video, we are discussing about some coding errors, which are not actually the errors. Means errors are when the code in the program is not get executed, it gets stopped. So you can refer to as problems, okay? That that makes our program or makes our program delayed, or in more concise way you can say that the execution time get increased, okay? So there are four types of, okay, ways in which we are just not using the efficient way, okay, and we are following the inefficient way. So now we'll discuss about all the four ways. So let's begin. So there is the first one, that using inefficient data structure, okay. Now what do you mean by using inefficient data structure? See, first of all, in Python there are four built-in data structures, and all the four built-in data structures have different purpose, okay, and different specific reasons to use them, okay. So we should know that what is the use of the data structure of that particular data structure, okay. So okay, for example, or you can say that uh, sets are used for membership operations, okay. So just like tuples are used for mostly unpacking, and then there are lists which are used for modifications, okay. So when we know that we have to do more modifications in our data structure, so then we can use list. So when we know that when we have a key value pair, then we can use dictionary. So when you have to perform a membership check, means when you have to check membership in your data, so then you can use the sets, because sets are more efficient. So we have a program with us, okay. We have two cases, one is the inefficient case and second one is the efficient case, okay. Now what we are doing in both of the cases, we are just checking for the membership only, okay, for same membership 3. But in the inefficient case we have taken a list, and in the efficient case we have taken a set, okay. So now why using a set makes this particular case 2 as an efficient case? Because when we check membership in sets, so it takes an average time complexity of this. It takes an average time complexity of 0, 1. Means for each value, if the data set is large or small, it is going to check this amount of time only, because it uses hash tables, okay. But when we are in lists, so what happens when we are in list and we are going to check the membership, then it takes a time complexity of, 0n. So for your value, it will first iterate over all the items. This n is what? This n is the number of elements in the list. Okay. So if there are 5 elements, so it's going to check for all the 5 elements, and then it is going to give you the your result. Okay. And in sets, it is going to check you for that particular. If I am finding 3, if I am checking the membership for 3, so it is going to directly at 3 only, because it is using hash tables. Okay. Now you will say, what are hash tables? So hash tables are basically a data structure that allows for efficient storage and retrieval of the data, because it is based on keys. Okay. So using the proper data structure for your work, for your particular work, this is very important. Okay. Now the second problem is, or you can say the second error is, that excessive function calls. Okay. For a small work, we just use too many functions. For a small work, we uses uh, too many functions. For suppose we have two cases with us, okay. In both the cases, we are using the same function. We have a function, okay, process time, process item, and in that function, what we are doing, we are taking a parameter item and we are just printing that item, okay. Then we have a list with us which has 5 elements, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the name of the list is my underscore list. We are iterating over the list, okay. In both the cases, in the inefficient case and the efficient case also, in both the cases we will have to print the items only using this function, using both the functions. The functions are same only. But in the inefficient case, you can see, first we are using the range function, then the length functions, okay, and then we are using our list, and then we are printing the value I each time. Okay. So in the first case, what is happening? It is using the index based access. Okay. Which is okay. In comparison to this one, it is less readable also and requires extra steps to retrieve elements. How it requires extra steps, as you can see in the efficient way, we have the function with us and we have the list with us. Okay. The name of the list is items, and what we are doing, we are just simply for item in items, and we are calling the function and putting this item over here. So when I'll execute it, so both will give us 1 2 3 4 5 and 1 2 3 4 5. But the inefficient case is using the index based access, and our efficient code is directly doing the iteration. Okay. Now, so if you'll go it programmatical wise, so this is more efficient, but this is less readable also, and it is taking some extra steps also, and the efficiency is only less in the direct one. If you're using a direct approach, so it is very less only. So why to not go with the direct one? Okay, because see, this is the purpose of using Python. Okay, that in Python there are direct ways. It is a Pythonic practice by using direct iteration, so which is more idiomatic and it aligns the common Python coding standards. So because of this this code becomes more efficient. Okay. Now the third one is that overusing of global variables. Okay. Now see, when you have small operations to be done, so it's not needed that you should go with the global variable. If you have to perform a small operation, then you can simply go with the local variable. Okay, because engaging global variable uh, can cause you in slowdown of your code. Okay, so when you have to perform small operations, or if you have to perform an operation using a variable in one function or two functions, so you can directly go with the local variables. Yes, if that a variable is going to be used in multiple functions, okay, so then you can go for a global variable. And if it is not going to be used in multiple functions, then you can go with the local variable only. Okay, so here is the two ways we have created two functions add to add the number. Okay, so one approach is using the global value. Okay, so in that what we are doing, we have a result global variable. Okay, and we have assigned 0 to it. Then we have created a function add x. Okay, in that we are taking one value, and each time when we are going to give the value, it will get added with this result. So for that, inside the function, we are referring this result over here, that we are going to use this global result only. We are not creating a separate result for this, so that we have to use the global keyword. So global result, and then in the result, we are doing the addition of the x. Okay, and then we are printing the result. Okay, and then we are calling the function with 5. Okay, and in the efficient way, what we are doing, we are taking two parameters, def add x and then the total, and then we are returning the total plus x. Simple as that. Okay, and then we are taking the values for our two parameters totals. So in total we are just assigning 1, and the time of function calling, we are directly assigning the value of x as 5. Okay, and we are storing it in result, and let's just print both the codes. So now you can see, okay, both the codes are doing the same thing. They are doing the addition. Okay, in reference to the one is doing in the reference to the global, and one is doing in the local only. But when you know that it is going to be used only once or twice, so why to go with the global? Just go with the local, it will be more efficient. So prefer local over global. Not in all the cases. If you have multiple functions, then you must go with the global only. Okay, now the last approach is that ignoring the built-in functions and the libraries present. Yes, most of us who are coding in Python or who are new to Python, guys, first you have to learn about the built-in functions which are present in Python, and some basics libraries in Python which are present. Okay, because using the loops or using the conditional statements, you will perform the same approach. Okay, but in Python, for that same approach, there is already a method created. So why not to go with that method? This is the thing why you choose Python over any other programming language. That in Python there is a support of extensive libraries and built-in functions. Yeah. So don't ignore the built-in functions and libraries. Now I have a code with me in which I'm just performing a custom sort using a selection, okay, selection sort method. Now in this particular code, I'm not going to explain you the code because I think all you guys will know it only. This code is for sorting, okay? Or sorting in ascending order. And then we have the array. So we have created a function, and that function is taking an array as an input. Then we are iterating over the I, and then we are iterating over the j, and then we are comparing, means this I is for the first item, and then this j is for the second item, and then we are taking a conditional statement. So we are comparing that if I is greater than j, so then do what? Then just interchange the values, okay? And then we are returning our array. And now we are taking this 314159 array, okay, as an argument, and we'll call our function, we'll put our array, and we'll print the sorted array, okay? This is one way of doing custom sorting for printing ascending, means printing the elements in ascending order. And then there is the efficient way in which we are using a built-in function present in Python, that is the sorted. Okay, so this sorted function is a built-in function present in Python that will do the same thing, only in just using the one method. So let's execute both the codes, and now you will see you are getting the same output for both of them. So why not to use the built-in functions? Okay, so this is the thing, that don't ignore the built-in function, just go for the built-in function, because why, this is the reason why you chose Python, okay, over other programming languages. So I hope that now when you're programming, you will keep these four things in your mind, okay, and then you'll start programming. So this will make your program more efficient, okay. So thanks for watching the video. We'll see you in the